They fight different with him than they do with anybody else because the consequences are so great.
Everybody's talking about his power, about how big he is.
Once he gets his hands on these guys, they just go up.
My stepdad took a different route of raising us and abusing us. That was his choice.
From having a rough time growing up until he became one of the greatest in MMA, to Francis Ngannou making his way to the top in combat sports, let's talk about Mighty Mouse and Francis Ngannou's UFC comebacks. Let's start with Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. When it comes to MMA, there is no one better than Demetrious Johnson. Johnson was raised in Parkland, Washington by his mother Karen, who taught him the value of a strong work ethic in life despite being deaf. Growing up, life for this young fighter wasn't easy. Johnson faced many challenges, including abuse from his stepfather. But according to him, that never brought him down. Inspired by his mother's support, he found out that he was a natural when it came to sports, particularly wrestling. And although he discovered MMA as a way to get on track as a fitness activity, Johnson began his journey at an AMC Pancreatin school under Matt Hume's guidance. Despite working full-time to support his family, he pursued MMA, earning his first title shot in 2011. The day he quit his day job to focus on training was the day his life completely transformed. He became a UFC flyweight champion and defended his title for 6 years with a record-breaking 11 defenses. Then, once he transitioned over to the ONE Championship, Johnson continued his success, winning the ONE Flyweight World Grand Prix Championship. While the world champion title was probably not on the cards for him, he's still hopeful and confident in his ability to provide for his family through martial arts. Johnson says that martial arts have given him a life beyond his imagination, enabling him to provide for his wife and kids. Mighty Mouse's journey. His journey from humble beginnings to becoming a dominant force in MMA embodies resilience and determination. In an interview with Flow Grappling, Johnson expressed his enthusiasm for grappling, mentioning his long-standing involvement in the sport since he was 18 years old. As of right now, he currently manages a YouTube channel with around 500,000 subscribers and hosts a podcast focusing on MMA-related content and fight reactions. Johnson has also recently joined OnlyFans, aiming to expand his brand and offer fans insight into his life beyond the fighting arena. In an interview with The Sun, Johnson expressed his desire to build his brand further and provide fans with a different perspective on his life. Using his in-depth understanding and experience of MMA through years of traveling all around the world for tournaments and studying different fighting styles, he plans on producing content while also spending more quality time with his family. As a fighter and fan of the sport, Johnson really enjoys analyzing fights and finds joy in creating content, hoping to share a whole other perspective with fans to help them understand and appreciate MMA as a sport. While he never saw himself as a journalist, he embraces his role as a content creator and looks forward to engaging with his audience through interviews, podcasts, and fight breakdowns. Now that we've talked about Mighty Mouse, let's talk about Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, born in 1986 in Cameroon, is a Helluva fighter in the world of combat sports. His journey is not only remarkable, but it also shows just how determined this man is. From his humble beginnings to the top of mixed martial arts, and of course, his move into professional boxing. Like the Mighty Mouse, Ngannou's early life was no walk in the park either. He left school at a young age and worked various odd jobs and side gigs to support himself. Immigrating to France with the dream of becoming a professional boxer, he eventually stumbled upon MMA, finding a new passion and purpose. Despite facing initial setbacks, Ngannou's raw talent and devastating power were a sight to see in the octagon. To this day, fans still remember the hardest punch ever recorded in 2017, which propelled him through the ranks of MMA. He signed with the Ultimate Fighting Championship in 2015, quickly establishing himself as one of the greats. With a string of impressive victories, Ngannou captured the coveted UFC Heavyweight Championship in 2021, defeating the defending champion Stipe Miocic. He defended his title once before, ultimately deciding to leave the UFC in 2023. Ngannou's ambition that led him to the PFL. But Ngannou's ambition didn't stop in the octagon. He ventured into professional boxing, facing the undefeated champion Tyson Fury in a highly anticipated Battle of the Baddest in October 2023. While Ngannou managed to knock Fury down, the judges awarded Fury a controversial split decision victory. Even though Francis has made a name for himself in the world of MMA, his story is still unfolding. He is currently signed with the Professional Fighters League, otherwise known as the PFL, leaving fans eager to see what the future holds for this exceptional athlete. Ngannou's journey is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and the pursuit of one's dreams, regardless of the odds. He continues to inspire many with his story and his exceptional fighting spirit. Demetrious Johnson has spoken publicly about Francis Ngannou on several occasions, most recently following Ngannou's boxing debut against Fury in February 2023. Johnson expressed his belief that Ngannou should continue his career in boxing and even suggested that PFL, the promotion Johnson currently competes in, could consider incorporating boxing into its events. He went on to say that he believed Ngannou had absolutely won the fight against Fury and was robbed by the judges. These comments highlight the respect and support Johnson has for Ngannou, both as a fellow fighter and for his impressive performance in the boxing ring. Not only that, but the fact that Johnson seemed so supportive of Francis was proof of his forward-thinking approach and interest in exploring potential innovations within the world of combat sports. What's next for Mighty Mouse? Despite that, the Mighty Mouse's fighting future is uncertain. He hasn't officially announced whether he plans to continue fighting or retire. But let's talk about what we do know. He recently won his last fight. In May 2023, he defeated Adriano Moraes, solidifying his reign as the one championship flyweight champion. He hasn't committed to a new fight yet, and though he hasn't officially retired, he hasn't expressed interest in a specific opponent or upcoming fight. There have been discussions about potential challengers like Kairat Akhmatov, but nothing has been confirmed. He is considering his next steps, and it seems like he's planning his career rather carefully. Interviews suggest he's taking time to decide on his future in MMA, including whether to continue fighting or explore other options. Therefore, there are currently no confirmed upcoming fights for Demetrious Johnson. We'll have to wait and see what he decides about his future career path. What's next for Ngannou? Francis Ngannou's future fight landscape is currently at a crossroads, with his next bout being in the boxing ring. Come March 8, 2024, Ngannou's all set to go up against former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. The match is highly anticipated and will take place in Saudi Arabia, and fans are dying to see Francis back in action. As far as his future in MMA is concerned, it seems like he's technically booked. Ngannou has signed an agreement with the Professional Fighters League to fight the winner of the upcoming Ryan Bader vs Renan Ferreira matchup. However, this fight only comes into play if he chooses to return to MMA after his boxing ventures. Because, whether you'd like to admit it or not, like the Mighty Mouse, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to Francis's career too. And everything probably depends on the outcome of his fight against Joshua, which will significantly influence his future decisions. In the event of a win, victory might entice Ngannou to pursue bigger names in boxing, potentially becoming the winner of the Tyson Fury vs Alexander Usyk fight. However, if he ends up losing the fight, depending on the competitiveness of the fight, Ngannou might still consider returning to MMA and fulfilling his PFL contract. Therefore, it is uncertain whether Ngannou will ever return to MMA, but as fans, it's still best to hope for a return. His current focus is on establishing himself in the boxing world, and it seems like he's having his fair share of fun for now. But what do you think? Will these fighters ever see the octagon again? Let us know in the comments down below and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this.